Pick a card. What good changes are coming to you? Here are your options, and I'll see you at your reading. Hi friends, my name is Griselle with Psychicmd, and I'm here to do your reading. I'm going to go ahead and ring the bell in 3, 2, 1, maybe twice for additional good juju. Pile number 1, you chose the psychic linking image on the right-hand side of the screen. Now, I kept these images for a little while. I was kind of fascinated by them. You know, I got the weird thing going on here. And I was immediately led to the way that her dress was flowing. It was almost like a backdrop, a curtain, if you will, right behind the television. So we're going to see a little bit more about what is changing for the better for you. But immediately, I feel like something behind the scenes is going to be revealed. Your programming, right? Your programming is going to be different. I feel like you're going to see things for what it really is. Like one thing of major importance. So maybe it's one thing that served to kind of ground you, or you thought it grounded you, that kind of a thing. And also, it's affecting your sacral chakra. So on basically what gives you joy, what gives you pleasure, and what makes you feel solid in the world. So let's find out a little bit about what is going on. What is changing? Pile number 1, you have blood bond with connections. Conexiones. You have belladonna, risk and reward. Beautiful. What else do we have? You have love bomb, manipulated love potion number 9. Grand gestures to manipulate. That makes sense to me. Stranger danger, online competition, someone you don't know personally watching you. And you have globetrotter, adventurous, and jet setter. Very interesting. So, pile number 1, right off the bat, I definitely feel like this is somebody that you actually do know in spite of the text on this. And it could be, you know, competition with people that you don't know. But with the love bombing and the globetrotter, I mean, there are a couple of different possibilities, of course. And I feel like it could be somebody watching you online that wants to come towards you, love bomb you. Typically, when somebody love bombs you, they want something for you, from you. Well, yeah, they could want demise for you, right? If they're love bombing us, that's how a narcissistic manipulator is going to approach you, typically. Somebody who love bombs and then just keeps it pushing afterwards. But stranger danger here, this could be a new person as well. So we're going to find out a little bit more about your blood bonds, your connections, and risk and reward here. So for pile number 1, and also I'd like to take a moment, thank you guys so much for subscribing, for commenting, and for being very patient with me. I'm trying to build 2 channels and keep a full-time job and have a life, so it's been interesting. So we have the 8 of Wands. With a pregnancy test. Not the pregnancy test. We have the Queen of Cups. We have the Ace of Cups. And we have the Moon. And of course, you guys know if you're watching during the time that I release this video, it's been a full moon. Very beautiful, very interesting. A lot of emotions going on there, a lot of movement. Pile number 1, with this connection right here and the 8 of Wands. With the 8 of Wands being here, I definitely feel like this has a lot to do with messages, but this being a pregnancy test, it could be an announcement of pregnancy. I don't think so for most of you guys, But if you're not wanting that, you want to be very careful, of course. Pile number 1, I feel like this has a lot more to do with messages that you just were not expecting. Messages, well, you're standing out by a window, kind of. So maybe you're delivering messages to other people, and it could have to do with a blood bond or a connection. And also, pile number 1, it could have to do with somebody who used to love bomb you as well. With the Queen of Cups right here being at the bottom of your reading, I feel like that's what you've been thinking about. That's what you've experienced for a long time. Maybe people come towards you and they love bomb you and they want something towards you. And I feel like that's what's changing, is that pile number 1, if this has been your narrative, that little tidbit that we've done so far, then I feel like what this is stating is that you've grown through experience, through knowledge, through wisdom, and through getting closer to spirit, that now you're aware that any of the people that love bomb you are just not going, you know, you're going to pump the brakes, basically. I don't want to say they're not worth your time, but I think that you're going to be really wary about anybody who just throws that much attention, affection, all that compliment stuff all at once on your lap, right? But this can be being bombarded with a lot of messages. And it could be also with someone from your soul tribe, from your blood family. Yeah, let's see where this goes. So you also have the Ace of Cups right here, and I feel like that's the better offer. The better offer is somebody who's reciprocal energetically, body, mind, heart, and soul kind of a thing. And I feel like this is just feeling all the vibes. This is not somebody receiving compliments on love bombing, right? Because I feel like you're onto that. You've developed your own wisdom. And you've done, I feel like maybe even a lot of psychological studies. I'm not saying you got a head doctor, but I mean, I'm just saying, right? We love psychology. Maybe you could be a psychologist, a psychiatrist. I mean, we don't know. Or you've attended a lot of therapy and things like that. But I feel like right now you're reveling in any situation or any level of communication that is going to be authentic, that is going to be real, and that really strikes with your heart cores, not with your ego, right? So I feel like we're seeing beyond the veil, beyond the shadow, and beyond the compliments that strangers give you, even people, keyboard warriors that don't reveal themselves because obviously they've got things to hide. So I think that you're not doing any of that. You're going to lend a little weary eye towards that. Now, pile number 1, I feel like maybe in the past you could have fallen for this programming. And I feel like that's what's leaving your life, is this predictive programming of you maybe feeling like what love was is somebody just giving you a bunch of love and attention and lavishing you all this information and overload all at once. But I feel like you're balancing out, and what's changing is that you're able to really maintain a level head, that you're not getting giddy any longer because you can see right through it for what it really is, and you're able to spot the scallywag. So hopefully, pile number 1, you're not in this to spot the scallywag, right? But you're able to spot any danger that is going to meet you at your doorstep or that wants to come into your auric field or energy. Now, with the Ace of Cups right here, pile number 1, there could be something to do about traveling. And I feel like with a globetrotter, you could meet somebody who is really a jet setter, who has the ability, the skill, or the, I don't know, the wherewithal to be able to be asking you, hey, do you want to travel? Do you want to go here, there, that kind of a thing. So you could find a travel buddy or a travel partner, that kind of a thing. Or maybe somebody hires you to do some of their like marketing or their photography. Maybe you're going to be hired by like an influencer who kind of speaks and vibes at the same level that you do. But whatever it is, I feel like you're going to recognize it. It's going to be emotionally fulfilling versus like the initial heady, oh my goodness, they really like me and they sell these like lovely things about me. And then there is, you know, lurking going behind the scenes. There's manipulation going behind the scenes. And this is like a real offer, but it's the very beginning of it. And I feel like you're going to, I don't want to say be over the moon because that would be almost like giving into love bombing thing. But with this globetrotter thing and the 8 of Wands' messages, rapid fire back and forth. This could be somebody visiting you or vice versa, that kind of a thing. And with the moon, this is being a little bit hidden from you, right? This could be even in your subconscious that you're even wanting someone to kind of message you, talk to you. And with all the pink clouds going on around her head, it's almost like with pink, I associate it with innocence, with beauty, with maybe even the subconscious mind. So maybe when you're in repose, right, you're about to have a wish fulfilled with somebody revealing themselves because they've been hidden for a long time, that kind of a thing. And maybe they have, for others of you, this could have been someone who love bombed you in the past, who was manipulative, and they want to make a comeback kind of a thing. And I always recommend being cautious in situations like that because, you know, if you've kind of run a cycle with them once or twice or thrice, we want to be careful that we're just not redundantly doing things over and over and over again, expecting a different outcome, because we know what the definition of that is, right? Or the word for that would be insanity. So, risk and reward. I feel like you're, whatever it is, this offer is that's coming towards you with the Globetrotter, I feel like it's going to open up a new avenue for you. The risk will definitely be worth the rewards. I feel like you're going to have a couple of things coming towards you. And one of them, at least one of them, you're going to be like, yeah, I've been there, done that. No thanks, kind of a thing. So pile number one, you have the Three of Wands. I told you, you've been waiting on this for a while. If you've been waiting for communication, a job offer, if you've been waiting for, let's say, your business to be able to take off, that kind of a thing, an increase in productivity, an increase in clientele, any of those things, then that is about to happen. But I feel like you're going to weigh things out in a very impartial manner. I think that you're going to weigh it against your past experience once again, and you're going to see very clearly, okay, these offers are not for me. These offers are BS. I'm going to have to pay more into it, and it's just really going to go nowhere, and it's kind of a pyramid scheme or a hierarchy scheme, whether it's personal or professional. You'll see right through that. Whereas with this offer right here, I think that it has a lot more of an ability to go the distance, whether it's a relationship, friendship, partnership, any sort of connectionship, right? And I feel like this is going to be revealed to you. I think this has been in the works for some time. And again, you've been waiting. So in the Light Seers Tarot, which we do not have here, because I'm not using it, in the Light Seers Tarot, the Three of Wands really depicts a girl waiting for the tides to come in with a surfboard. And she can't just jump on out of that surfboard if the tide is low. I mean, it's not going to go well for her. So she's just patiently waiting, knowing that the tide will come in. And I feel like your tide is about to come in. And we have the Ten of Swords. Yeah, this could have been, I feel like we have a couple of things going on, but the biggest thing, I feel like you're going to be weighing things against like betrayals and past love bombing situations that seem too good to be true, that you knew that were too good to be true, but you decided to take a risk anyways. And pile number one, I feel like you've grown and matured since then, and we've all learned life lessons, right? We've all experienced a lot of harsh endings and things like that. But I feel like even you've got a lot of pink right here with this harsh ending. I feel like you've been divinely protected because of this harsh ending. So whatever served to like love bomb you or kind of overpromise or future faking, any of those things, right? I feel like that was a divine intervention for you and not against you, even though it was very painful, could have been very emotional. A lot of words could have just been spoken about you that were not true. And I feel like that was a draw to your shadow side. And I feel like a lot of that energy is subsiding. It is, I feel like it's just kind of ebbing and going away, that kind of a thing. Because I feel like you're walking through this portal, if you will, with a pink umbrella with renewed optimism, but you're keeping the memories of the past alive, which is fine. I mean, we need to remember where we came from in order to know where we're going, right? And I feel like you could be a little bit like gun shy, a little touch and go, a little knee jerky, like, ooh, I don't know, that kind of a thing. But if you weigh it with your heart and you evaluate things and ask for guidance from your guides, from Spirit, from the Most High, from God, from Source, whatever it is that you ask from, then I feel like you're going to get the divine direction that you need. So any other messages for pile number one, please? Keep in mind that I do have a September 2024 giveaway in the community tab, as well as I have a second channel called Toughdolltarot. If you guys are here from that, thank you so much for being supportive. Show me what I need to see for pile number 1, please. If you're a badass, you will always have the last laugh. And people think that all the doors are open in front of me, but it was me who pushed them open. Yeah. So I feel like a lot of times people with you, I think that you could be very beautiful, very handsome, very poised, and people feel like you have pretty privilege or things have come easy for you. They don't know your backstory, and frankly, they don't even need to. Pile number 1, pile number 1, I'm just going to say that you are definitely a badass. You have been through much, but these life experiences have given you the tools, the wisdom, and the knowledge to be able to glow up, to be able to grow up and show up for yourself. And regardless of what people think, it doesn't really make a difference. The whole point is that you are pushing doors open, and that doors are opening for you that have been maybe perhaps even a little bit invisible. And they're about to be revealed. I'm just tempted to ask a little bit more about this. One more, please. One more, please. The Dreamer. There we go. Almost confirming this. So we have the Dreamer, something that you're going to take a risk on, a little bit of like the full energy. I feel like flight. I feel like travel still. This gives me aviator glasses, give me travel. And even just being in your own skin and feeling complete, not feeling like you have to hide, shield, bob and weave, any of that stuff, right? When we're aiming to please other people and we're not our most authentic self, it's highly uncomfortable. But I feel like you're going to be very comfortable. This could have to do with maybe a business or a location that you've always dreamed of going, that kind of a thing. And I feel like you've got loyalty by your side, but it may be somebody who's been loyal to you that you haven't been able to see, and this is about to be revealed. Somebody could have held your memory in high regard for a long time, and you're about to see the fruits of that come through. So whatever it is, I think it's going to be very, very beautiful, very peaceful, very calming, but also with the adventure, I think it's going to be very exciting at the same time. So it's not like whirlwind love bomb, like, oh my God, and frenetic energy and craziness. It's going to be like, I'm sure of it, and there's a peace about it, like this was meant to be. I don't really know where it is that I'm headed. I heard that song, I don't know where I'm going, but I sure know where I've been. Oh yeah, and here I go again on my own. So something like that. Is that White Snake? Yeah, but that's what I have for you. Thank you so much for being here. Much, much love to you. Until next time, namaste. Hi, pile number 2. My name is Griselle with Psychicmd, and I'm here to do your reading. Pile number 2, thank you so much for being here. And if you are a repeat offender, I thank you so much for stopping in. I'm going to get a little bit of smoky smoke right here just to cleanse the area and give us new energy. I'm going to go ahead and ring the bell as well for 3, 2, 1. Additional good juju. Pile number 2, you chose this beautiful image on the right-hand side of the screen. And I'm looking at the moon, and of course we just had like a full moon, and we're still in the feelings stage of it, the aftermath, if you will. But I can't help but notice her attire and how glowy she seems, how otherworldly she seems. Very connected to the moon, I feel like. Also very spiritual. Well, anyways, this image totally captivated me, so I thought I would use it. You might be drawn to it as well. I'm looking at all the different detail on that moon, and I feel like maybe this is a time in your life that you are going to be led to really explore the detail of your intuition and your emotions, right? So let's see what we have for you. Pile number 2. You have Amas Veritas. You have Manifest. Manifest. Oh, that always reminds me of like popcorn. I don't know why. Big kernels of popcorn. You have Midnight Margaritas with Truth. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let's get these going here. You have Pseudo Influence. I love these cards, but I wet them and now they're kind of Pseudo influencer, fake accounts, fake followers, fake it until you make it, baby. I love her top. I would totally wear that. Not that you asked. Pile number 2, in the shadow, stalking and observing, watching and contemplating. Well, we can't have a good story without a villain. And pile number 2, financially using you, financial abuse, controlling income, expenses, and hiding or hoarding money. So let's see where this goes. How is this changing? The King of Swords, you're receiving clarity. Look at that. Oh, it's almost like the screen brightened up and the gods were singing, right? And I feel like that's a big, big difference from the moon, the image that you originally chose, to everything. Even though this is a little bit dark and gray, I feel like you're gaining clarity. And it could come in the form of like somebody speaking truth to you. Well, the hidden truth, that kind of thing. You gaining and gleaning information that you have been wanting and or needing in order for you to manifest. Also, I feel like that could be revealing who is in the shadows. The Knight of Swords. Yeah, somebody who's wanting to, I heard bum rush you. Somebody wants to rush towards you in haste. And I don't know if, you know, I don't kind of feel like that's really ever a good thing. Haste does make waste, but it could also be a problem because people are not thinking things through. They're acting out of sheer emotion or knee-jerk reactions or like desperation. So in the shadows, somebody's been observing you. Don't get uncomfortable just yet. I feel like you already know this. 5 of Pentacles, somebody that you have maybe stonewalled, left behind, blocked, or somebody that have ghosted you or you ghosted them, that kind of a thing. And I feel like the reason being is for your ascension. So it could be that you did this for your betterment, for a desire to really get close to spirit and cut off things that just weren't really for you, because I have the star right here. So maybe you needed to find your North Star, that kind of a thing. Pile number 2 with the 3 of Cups here. Yeah, this could be about a reunion. I heard rejuvenation, but, and then the King of Pentacles. Yeah, so this has to do with income. This has to do with money, sources of money, and truth. And I feel like maybe even this person could be following you or could be on your socials under different names, things like that. We often discuss that as of late. And I feel like it's not going to be a real shock to you. Pile number 2, definitely with the clarity right here, I feel like there is communication, whereas things have been really, maybe you've been out in the cold, they've been out in the cold, that kind of a thing. I feel like you're going to receive communication here pretty fast, and it might not be like communication that you're wanting or communication that you are prepared to receive, especially with the Knight of Swords, because even though that brings clarity, it could be like in a rush, you know, out of nowhere, out of the blue, that kind of a thing. So show me why these cards are here, please. Show me why the 3 of Cups and the financially using you. Show me what I need to see for pile number 2. What do we have for the Hermit? This could be a Virgo or somebody who has been in Virgo mode. This could be somebody who, I heard ayahuasca, so maybe they've gone on some kind of a journey, spiritual journey, that kind of a thing, and they're barely coming out of things right now, and they have a lot of illumination. Maybe they have different perspective. They want to tell you that they have a different perspective on life, on things, on you, that kind of a thing. Interesting, but I don't know, this person has been stalking you, and I feel like they're heading out towards the sun. So usually with the Hermit card, we know that we withdraw, we go within, and we really want to reclaim parts of ourselves that have been lost. And maybe this person has made such a journey and they want to tell you about it. And I love how this is almost imitating a little bit of the vibe of pile number 1, if you feel led to, or if you were torn between which one, then maybe you have messages in both. The girl with the umbrella with the 10 of Swords, the harsh ending, could be connected to the Hermit card. If you were not led to that pile, then, you know, pay that no mind. We're reading for the masses optimistically, right? Pile number 2. But here I'm just saying that this person has had a lot of hits, a lot of illumination. I feel like they have made great strides in change. And they might be a little bit hasty and wanting to kind of rush towards you. This could be somebody who maybe financially used you in the past, or you felt like they used you in the past, or they withdrew. in order to pursue a spiritual calling, or you withdrew in order to pursue a spiritual calling, that kind of a thing. They want to talk about it. Pile number 2. I don't even know what I'm calling this reading ultimately. The Emperor. Yeah, this could be somebody who is in construction, or what do they call it? Contractor. Yeah, independent contractors, that kind of a thing. The Emperor is about, I know how to lay down the law. I know how to build the 4 corners, the foundation, how to build properly. This has been somebody who like has been there and done that kind of a vibe. So they've lived a little. They could have tattoos. They could wear a nice watch, that kind of a thing. This person could be married or connected to someone else. Not necessarily, but that's just for 1 or 2 people. And then I get the echo right here with a white shirt. I feel like this person's been through a lot. Maybe they've been through rehab. Maybe they've cleaned themselves up from addiction and things like that. And no shame in that game. I've done it for myself. And I've been really graced by spirit, by God, by higher ups, right? In order to really gain control over that. So maybe that's what this person is wanting to communicate with you. I don't really know. But I feel like this person with their hands a little crossed, and they feel slumped a little bit forward, almost like dejected, or it's almost like, well, maybe it's too late, or I'm not sure. But maybe they just want to bring clarity to you. And it could have been someone that, yeah, they wanted to financially use you or abuse you, or you felt that way. Could have been somebody that used to party with you, or they want to talk to you about having a drink, or, you know, going out for happy hour. And, you know, this doesn't necessarily have to be rehab or whatever, but it could be somebody who's been through it, right? And they just want to take you out for a coffee or a drink or a meal in order to catch up and just really engage with you once again. What does this person want to communicate? The High Priestess. My card's like, you know, pile number 2, you know exactly what this is. So whatever it is that is in your gut, I feel like you have the archive. I feel like you could be somebody who is incredibly higher knowledge. I feel like books give you a whole new world, a whole new life. I hear Elsa, is it Elsa from Frozen, A Whole New World? I could have that all mixed up, but I think you get the gist of what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I definitely feel like you could be somebody who is a reader, a seer as well. With the High Priestess, you're connected to the divine. I feel like you're divinely ordained as well. And I feel like you see this coming a mile away. I love how she's holding that torch, that candle. And of course, let us not ignore this beautiful owl right here. Owls could be like your spirit owl, your spirit animal. It could really have a lot of meaning. But also, I feel like this has a lot to do with your vision, your vision. You're able to see things and rotate your head all the way around, metaphorically, right? In order to see things come in from different angles, different perspectives. I feel like you've done a lot of paradigm shifting. I feel like you've been absorbing a lot from the Akashic records, and it has really opened you up. It's helped you to flourish. I feel like you're a different person than you were with this connection. I feel like a lot for you is blooming. I feel like you have fierce animal totems or animal protectors that are going to really alert you if this is not good for you, so you don't have to really worry about anything. I feel like you are in flow. You're in the flow of life. You've like tapped into that abundance vein. And I feel like maybe that is part of why you're getting an alert right here, that maybe if you hear from this person, you're afraid that they might want to come after you for finances and things like that. And I'm not really getting that vibe. I feel like with the King of Pentacles, this person can be coming towards you, and they could have their own thing going on, their own like independence and their own, you know, independent contractor. Yeah, this could be somebody who like, I sustain myself and I got things going for myself. A lot has changed since we last talked. Can we talk? What do you think? But they bring a lot to the table currently. I feel like you're going to go ahead and listen more than you speak. I feel like there's something about your eyes that really unsettles this person or these people. And maybe you are an influencer, or they're like, oh, that's so cute. You're like an influencer and they have thousands and thousands of more viewers than you. It could be that kind of a thing. But anybody who's condescending, I think that you're going to see right through it and you're not going to bother. You're like, you don't matter. Next, you're going to keep it pushing. I feel like you don't do things for numbers. And even if people feel or think that you're a pseudo influencer, I think that you put your heart behind it. And anybody who's listening, who has ears, who has eyes, they will see and they will hear clearly. And the people that are meant for you will be rallying around you regardless. And the people that are meant to be haters, that's fine too. They can do their own thing. But I don't sense like a lot of danger. I feel just like you are going to be very cautious, very tuned in to spirit and what spirit has to say about this situation, right? I feel like that's unexpected and that's what's coming towards you. That's also stuff that is going to really change your perspective. News entering that you've been expecting, that you've known for a long time, but it's just been confirmed on 3D level. That's always nice to have that confirmation. Pile number 2, what do we have for you? And pile number 2, this is my very first channel, as you guys know, so thank you. For those of you guys that are brand new to my channel, welcome. And for those of you that have been here for some time, thank you for being a repeat offender. I really appreciate your time and energy and your support. We have the 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, this is a person who is free, who's single. If you're not attached, if you're looking for a partner, a sidekick, somebody to build with, even, that would be a great option for you. But I do feel like this would be somebody that has had like a really hard ending in some way, some shape and form. And with the mountains right here, it is echoing. This person is coming from maybe being iced out. It could be from your life, iced out from their own travels, their own choices, right? And I feel like they want to come and give you clarity. And it could be expressed maybe because they didn't give you clarity once upon a time. It could come across as like, whoa, like too much too soon kind of a thing. Or a little bit like too rushed, like within like 2 minutes of you sitting down, they're like, that, and that's what happened. Or this is why, that kind of a thing. And it could take you a little bit by surprise, but not unexpected. I feel like you've been watching and waiting. You definitely have that higher perspective. And I feel like this person could be finally getting in touch with their own roots, with spirit, with the Most High, with whatever it is, Horse, God, all the things, right? And I feel like they just want to communicate with you about these things because it could be like a new turn of events for them. A massive change for them. One more card. I know, trying to not make these readings too long. Ace of Swords. Clarity, clarity, clarity. Whatever it is, I feel like this is really positive vibes for you. Pile number 2, I feel like regardless, you have the confidence right now to be able to allow things close or push them far if they're not for you. You have the ability to listen with an open mind, but with a, I don't want to say guarded spirit, but with a spirit that has, you are she who knows, he who knows, right? So we have that wisdom. We have the Akashic records, but I feel like you're also going to get a glimpse into the window, into the world of this other person that maybe wants to make peace with you, if nothing else, or play nice with you, or whatever it is they want, because I'm not getting clear on what it is that they want. But I do feel like you're going to get a lot of illumination. I feel like it could feel very warm for you, very inviting, very something about like edifying, confirming, that kind of a thing. And with a sword, even though it's a sword thing, I don't see a lot of cups, right? I feel like this could be very healing to your soul, just simply having clarity. It could be a mutual healing situation. So that is what I have for you. Okay, one last thing. I heard it before I wanted to sign off, but this could also be somebody going through like rehab and saying, okay, I need to be on step, whatever that step is, where you make amends with other people and they need to make amends with you, that kind of a thing. And they're just wanting to be heard, right? And it's going to be up to you whether you listen or not. That's, you know, it's I'm all audience participation, please. So that's what I have for you. Let me know what you think. Much love to you. Until next time. Namaste. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, welcome, welcome. I hope you find something that is helpful, inspiring. If you are indeed a repeat offender, I thank you so much for your support and for being here. Pile number 3, you chose this lovely image on the right-hand side of your screen. When I say lovely, it's a little bit tongue-in-cheek. It is definitely odd. Being an odd person, I could identify odd, right? So let's see what your message is. I also had a special treat for you. This card actually just jumped out, spun around, and would not stay in the deck. So it wanted to be made known. I know what it is, but we'll be revealing in just a moment. Pile number 3. You have balance with the tiger's eye. You have earth element with grounding. You have burnout. And when I pulled these cards earlier, they actually spun around upside down. I should probably take them in the reverse, but I think it just means the same thing. And flings, wild things, short-lived karmic connections. Wild thing, I think I love you. Let's just get a couple more to balance things out here. Pile number 2, living rent-free. Can't get you out of my mind, my head, their mind, their head. Longing. What is going on here? Pile number 3, you have what? Racist, xenophobe, bigot, prejudice, and antagonistic. Somebody who played games, played chess, played with your mind, played with your heart. We don't like that, but let's see what's going on, because this is about changes. I feel big changes coming. I feel like you've been burnt out. And then because these 2 cards came out earlier when I was shuffling, and they actually landed on your pile because I put them there, right? But they spun around. So the burnout and the flames, I feel like that is over with. If this describes you in your past, I feel like it's definitely your past. That kind of a thing. You could be having a glow up, a show up for self. I feel like pile number 3, if you have been someone, and I'm not saying you have, but if you have been someone to play chess with people's minds and hearts, play games, I feel like that era of your life is over as well. I feel like massive changes right here. You are gaining clarity, you're gaining balance, and someone here has been missing you. This, like, the whole reading, this has thrown me off, okay? So longing, missing someone and wanting you back. So I don't know if you've been missing someone or vice versa, or maybe a mutual missing of each other, right? All 2 negatives equal a whole, which makes no sense. But whatever this is, I feel like it's going to serve to ground you. No longer are you going to be, prolonged emotional, physical, and mental stress. No longer are you going to be this candle, which, by the way, I had to put it back in its little dish because it was about to, I heard, molest my cards. I was not having it. I've done that once already. So that's why the setup looks slightly different. But with this burnout, I feel like physical and mental stress, I feel like you've been healing from that because this card spun around. And I feel like, you've been burning the candle at both ends, maybe mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you're tapped out. I feel like this is talking to my people who with PTSD, which I can really relate to. Those of you that have literally gone to war and, So if you've gone to war, if you've been in the service, if if you served the U.S., then I want to thank you for your service, first of all. But anybody who's been through war, regardless of what, where, why, and when, I feel like you've been burnt out. Your emotions, I feel like your nerves, more than anything, like me, have been really just burnt out and very tender. So I feel like you can't take a lot of stimuli, a lot of stimulation, because it will wreak havoc on you. And I feel like maybe this is what could be changing. With the flings, I feel like, anytime we go through like really trauma, we act out, and those things, you could clearly see things. And like, who is it, that Gypsy Rose, right? Got out of jail, and there was like a lot of trauma, and I don't know her story. I'm not trying to get into a he said, she said, but I'm not a big fan of her to begin with since day one. I just kind of felt like, regardless of the narrative, that level of retribution, vigilante, I don't know. So whatever I feel about Gypsy Rose, I feel like she just went through a lot when she came out of prison. She, got married, and then this other drama happened, and it was just nothing but drama. And I feel like she just didn't know how to regulate herself or whatever. And apparently she's going back. I haven't really followed up because I'm not really the one to follow up with stuff like that. But I feel like with the flings right here, you know, you could have experienced a lot of burnout, and you could have tried to self-medicate with people's attention, affection, love, just wanted to be held, that kind of a thing. I'm getting even like setting up, I don't want to say dates, or having people come over so they could just hold you, that kind of a thing, which, you know, winds up not being just let me hold you, winds up being something else. I don't know. By living rent-free, can't get you out of my head, on you or their minds. Yeah, so you're longing for someone apparently, and we're going to get more into this because I didn't think this was going to be like a love reading. So let's see what else we have right here. But yeah, with this chest, I feel like this is like almost like a two-dimensional person. This person could have played with your emotion, or you could have played with their emotions, that kind of a thing. And I feel like there's still this longing and a desire. I feel like maybe if they played with your emotions and things like that, there's a longing for you because they've never been able to get you out of their head, and they've never found anyone like you. Yeah, look, confirmation. Pile number 3. What we have for these Ace of Wands, they can't get you out of their minds. Let's get closer because we can. And that's the whole thing, is like they want to get closer to you. They want to get closer to you. I feel like they've been watching you, wanting you. Look how beautiful these cards are. With the 5 of Cups, is she holding a phone? I never thought about that before, but it may look like that. So maybe this person's like wanting to contact you. Maybe that looks like a glass of wine being spilled. Maybe they're, you know, having their drinks or medicating, trying to forget, but they're unable to, and they're having a lot of, I just saw the number 717 on my clock right now. That could mean something to you guys. But I feel like this person could be really reminiscing, thinking about the good old times, thinking about when we used to do this, that, and the other. But they really didn't have right motives towards you, right? I feel like this person or these people, they could have not been the best for you. They could have acted, I'm feeling two-dimensional, like you didn't really know who they were. Like you could have seen that they were playing games and things like that and give them the benefit of the doubt, and I've done that. Pile number 3, so no shame in that game if you're trying to put your heart out there, and other people like really do wind up using and abusing. I'm not obviously standing for that. I don't agree with that, obviously, but I'm going to say that you did the best you could with being authentic and being genuine. And I feel like that's why they can't forget about you, and that's why they're longing for you. They have a desire for you. Yeah, and this is the card that jumped out. After I got all set up, I was ready to roll, and literally this one jumped out of the deck, and that was featured in pile number 2, I believe. So pile number 3, I feel like you are the high priestess. You already know who this person is. It seems like all 3 piles are connected. So I don't know if you're watching all 3. And if you are, thank you so much. But I feel like you are connected to the Akashic records right here. I feel like you are a lamp to the world, a light to the world. A lot of people want your perspective. They want your vision. They want to be able to see what you see. How is it that you see me? That kind of a thing. That's what I'm hearing right now. And pile number 3, I feel like whoever it is that's been watching you, I feel like you have spiritual eyes, right? Your spiritual body, I feel like you've been able to really pick up on that energy. You know who is actually kind of pulling on your energetic cords, that kind of a thing. And I feel like you're well versed on what it is that they want, what they're about, that kind of a thing. I feel like this person has received their karmic justice, and maybe they're in the middle of it, right? With all the flowers right here, I feel like you are very beautiful. You're very beautiful to them, this person. These flowers are affiliated with beauty. I learned that from Shashi at, what is her handle? Crystal. The Scorpion Tarot 222. So we've done a collab before, and she's amazing. So yeah, but flowers are connected with beauty, and I feel like they think that even your mind, you have a beautiful mind. Remember that movie? One of my all-time favorites. So I feel like you could have been very misunderstood once upon a time, but now this person is reaching a level of enlightenment, of self-understanding, and that kind of a thing. Even though they're stuck a little bit in the 2-dimensional, meaning that they're not fully embodying themselves. They are mourning the past, the good times and things for what it was, but I don't know how deep they've gone. I don't know how deep they've gone. Yeah, and you've been living rent-free in this person's mind. Oh, the Hierophant. Okay, this can talk about commitment, tradition. This can talk about a connection to source, to spirit, to God, to the angels, whatever it is that you tend to connect with. And I feel like they do that through music as well. They could be heavily influenced by music, or this is somebody who could speak with music. Like when they hear music, they think about you, or they used to send you songs, this and that, vice versa. I feel like that's the most genuine that they've ever been, is their ability to communicate and express themselves is via music, because it's almost like they don't have the words to express themselves. Pile number 3, what do we have for you? And by the way, if you're liking this kind of reading, this is my first channel, and I do have a September 2024 giveaway in the community tab for you if you want to check that out. Also, my second channel that I just opened up a couple of months back is called Toughdolltarot. I'll put that in the description box below, where I have over 40 videos for your viewing pleasure. The Nine of Cups, yeah. Pile number 3, I'm not going to lie. I feel like you're going to feel happy to be able to hear from this person, or something about it is going to give you joy, because this is like a wish fulfillment. This is about cups. This is about firing on all cylinders. What? Not me looking down and noticing the 7 of Cups. So maybe perhaps this person is coming back. Yeah, I hear that. I want to go back and do it all over, but I can't go back, I know. And so maybe they treated you as a possibility, as an option, as like, oh, it's just one of many. I feel like they were really careless, okay? And I'm hearing careless whispers. I'm never gonna dance again. No, dance again or love again. Guilty feet, I've got no rhythm. Should have gone with my intuition. I saw the number 1212. Pile number 3, what we have for the is emotional gratification. I feel like this is a little bit of an elixir. It looks like a big old vial kind of a thing. A potion, I guess is the word. This person could have been born in the year of the dragon, or be affiliated with dragons. And otherwise, I feel like you are feeling empowered. You're very grounded right now, in spite of like a lot of things wanting to knock you off your, I'm hearing your pedestal, so maybe that's how people see it, I don't know, but I don't feel like you're pedestaling yourself. I feel like you're very grounded. And with the High Priestess, like you can't be like, oh, I'm better than everybody else and be a High Priestess. I feel like you do separate your energy from other people, simply because it's too chaotic and you can't, you know, we're not for everybody. We're not for the streets. And I feel like you realize that maybe this person that wants to come back or has a desire for you has really treated you poorly. Treated you like an option. And maybe perhaps this is a conclusion to that. Maybe they're going to come back and say, you know, I want to try again, or do it all over, or apologize to you, whatever the thing is. But they definitely have a longing. And I didn't expect any of these to be romantic. The last 2 definitely feel that way. What? We have the 10 of Wands. Pile number 3 with the 10 of Wands, this is a burden. Because similar to the image that you chose, I feel like this person knew that you were unique, you were unprecedented, uncomparable to anyone else. I mean, this isn't somebody that, you're not somebody that can be duplicated. And I feel like they thought that you could be duplicated, because they're like, what? These are all frozen treats. These are all ice cream. They're all sweet. They all have sugar. They're all delightful, but they didn't realize that your brand of ice cream is so different from other people's that they would never be able to find it in anyone else. So pile number 3, what I have for thee, and I just got a phone call interrupting, is with the 10 of Wands right here. I feel like they've been incredibly burdened. There's a little lifesaver right here, like a rescue device, right? This tiny rescue device, it's almost like they want to throw out a lifeline and say, hey, rescue me. But I feel like they didn't have like really good, I don't know, they didn't have really good feelings or designs on you to begin with. There is a lot of fire here. Let me move that here so we can look. Always want to look. Yeah, but this person could be experiencing like a mental fallout, mental burnout, exhaustion, sheer exhaustion. And what I want to say is that these 2 cards go really, really well together. I feel like this is your energy. It is incredibly beautiful. You are definitely unique. I don't feel like you're the strange variety. You could be like me. I don't know. But definitely she or he who knows. I feel like you are definitely somebody who listens to your intuition. You can read the room like nobody's business. I feel like you can even tell what paths people have been traveling on and where they're headed. And you could be somebody who creates a lot. So, and if it's not like content creator, or you're on Rumble or Twitter or I don't know, TikTok and things like that, or IG, I feel like you're somebody who really creates beauty in their world. I feel like you're in tune. And it's very beautiful how you are in tune with people, in tune with other creatures, I heard. Maybe with animals, with pets, with children, that kind of a thing. Some of you guys could even be pregnant, I don't know, or have children and have that really deep connection. But something about the way that you communicate, the way that you tune in is a balm for the soul. That person is so burnt out. They are driven to continue thinking about you. And I feel like that's part of their karma. Right? Not that we're seeking revenge, retribution, or anything like that. That is up to spirit source. That's not our business. But I feel like this person has so many emotions that they want to come towards you. And you might be quite shocked at this, right? A lot of emotion. They're going through a lot, but you want to make sure that you're not being used as a bomb for people's souls. And then they keep it pushing. They bounce, right? So, yeah, the Four of Swords, this person that wants to come towards you, they could be really looking at their own heartache and heartbreak. I feel like this is one of my all-time favorites in this whole deck. I have a lot of favorites in this deck. But this is a highly sensitive tarot. You can find that on Etsy. And I saw this tarot card on my friend Helen's channel with the Eye of the Serpent. She is an incredible channel, by the way. Shout out to Helen. And so I just wanted you to know, but this card right here talks about really ruminating, about healing, about setting aside time. If they're experiencing burnout, they're withdrawing. I feel like also, you know, we've got the two moons. If you know, you know. So you guys are my conspiracy theory people, my tinfoil hat wearers. That's me, by the way. Pile number 3 always seems to be me. But I'm just going to say that this person can have like new awakenings and they're processing a lot and they cannot get you out of their mind. So use that information however you will. I do feel like you're divinely protected right here. I feel like you have the wisdom and the wherewithal to be able to deal with whatever comes your way. Let me know how this resonated. Much, much love to you. Until next time, namaste.